All right, so we're going to look at the following graphs that represent a population over time. So we're looking at how that population grows or changes. We have 4 different possibilities here, and these are all the possible combinations of either increasing, decreasing, and either are concave up or concave down. So let's start by identifying whether these are increasing or decreasing. So pause the video for a second, and in this first line, you're going to put increasing or decreasing on all 4 of these. All right, so this one in the top left corner and the bottom right corner are both increasing. And that's because as I move from left to right, as I look at my graph, I see my graph is going uphill. So that gives me my increasing. And as I go from left to right on these other 2, my graph is going downhill. So I get that decreasing there. And then our rate of change here. So if I put a few average rate of change lines in here. Okay, so this is a positive slope. This one's also a positive slope, but not quite as steep. Okay, and as I get further up here, I'm going to get closer to 0. So my average rate of change is decreasing here, which is what we would expect because these 2 give us our umbrella shape. So these are both concave down. And let's double check and make sure that we feel confident that this rate of change is decreasing. So this is going to be a downhill slope here, but not too steep. And if I put another one in, also going downhill, it's starting to get more steep. So that is maybe a -2, maybe this is a -5. So that rate of change is decreasing. And in these bottom 2 pictures, so let's go ahead and take a look at these. Okay, so there's one line, and it's going downhill, so it'll be negative. That one's also going downhill, so it's negative. But this one is more steep. This one is less steep. So let's put numbers to that so we can get a good sense of how our rate of change is varying here. So this might be m is -5. This might be m is -1. And if this turns around, it keeps going here, I'm going to get a 0. And here, maybe my m is 1.5. And if I look at my average rate of change here, my slope here, maybe my m is 4. Right? So these slopes, or these average rates of change, are increasing here, which is what we would expect because these 2 together give us a bowl shape. So these are concave up. This one's concave up, decreasing, and this one's concave up, increasing. Okay, so those are going to be your 4 graph shapes. So if you're asked to identify where on a graph a function is increasing, decreasing, concave up, concave down, these 4 pictures will be really helpful for that. And for those of you that are going on to Calculus 1, you will see this idea come back in a really big way, and this table will actually be really pretty helpful for you in Calculus 1 as well. All right, so come back, we're going to look at some work with tables and how we can identify whether we have concave up or concave down just from looking at a table.